Hi, my name is Alexa Manzo, and today I'm at Center City Soft Pretzel Company with my guest, Tony Tonelli. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
Thank you for being part of the series.
Thank you.
So our first question for you today is just tell me about the beginnings of Center City Soft Pretzel Company and how the business began and how it developed over the past 34 years.
Okay. Before I got into this, I had started up my own oil heating service company, and was also involved in politics for a while, and I had gotten my dad a job working for license and inspection, and he became the head of the vendor detail, all the hot dog carts and stores in Center City and everything like that, which turned out to be very beneficial because by becoming friends with all of them, he started to learn about what they were doing and how they did it. And there was only one major pretzel company around at the time, and that was a company called Federal Pretzel. They were around for, God, 80 years. And I guess from being the only pretzel company in town, that also came with, you know, they kind of told you what to do. You didn't tell them what to do. And the vendors were very upset about that over the years. And my dad brought that back to me and thought about it, and got a couple of friends, and we talked about it and started looking into what it would take to open up one of these things. And it took quite a while. We never seen a pretzel made before in our life. So, you know, we're out there asking people, what kind of equipment do you buy? What do you do? And to make a long story short, we found out, brought the equipment in, hooked it all up, and that first pretzel that dropped off that belt was the first time we ever seen a pretzel made in our life, you know. And then it kind of took off from there, and I had two partners for 22 years, and then I bought them out, and it's been me and my family ever since.
That's great.
But the retail end was just basically because we were here. We were just in a good spot, and a lot of traffic, and people tried it, they liked it, and word spread. And our retail people, I mean, they change from time to time, but for the most part, our retail people have been coming here for years. Wow. Years. We know them like they're like family, you know. But as far as wholesale goes, wholesale was something that, you know, you more or less were thrown into it. You had to get into it because our competitor, Federal Pretzel, they served everybody. Everybody, and I mean everybody. So if you wanted to make it in this business, you were going to have to compete with them. And there was many pretzel companies that tried to compete with them. They didn't last months. Federal would just step on them like a roach, you know. So sat down and thought about that for a while and said, you know, everybody who kind of tried to go and compete with Federal tried to make something different than Federal. Federal made a good product. So when I sat there and I thought about it, and I said, you know, wait a minute, you know, why is everybody trying to make something other than what Federal makes? Why don't we make what they make? Only make it a little better. The boxes that they make, well, everybody knew them by their Federal box. Well, why don't we make a box similar to that, only with our logo? And that's what we did. The difference was we found out a long time ago that, you know, the flour that you use made a big difference. We went into purchasing a flour at the time. It was called producer flour. Well, in my industry, nobody uses producer flour to make a pretzel. It's too expensive. It's too good. Okay, it's too good. And we said, well, okay, it's too good, it's too much money, but maybe that's the little edge that we'll need to get us over the top. And believe it or not, it was. We used a better flour. We only have yeast, water, and flour in our product. It's an all-natural product, always was. And the product, because of the flour, held up longer, had a better taste. And now it was just a matter of, okay, now I make a product that looks like theirs, tastes better than theirs, holds up longer than theirs. Well, now it was the hard part, and that was to get it on the street, and talk these vendors and people into switching
Fine.
over to us,
Right.
which became a very, very difficult procedure. That
Right.
really was. Federal did everything, threatened them, told them once they go out of business, you won't come back here, we won't serve you. You name it, they did it. And it kind of worked for them in some cases, but didn't work for them in others, because people are funny sometimes. You know, you could threaten, and then eventually somebody says, you know what, I'm not going to be threatened anymore. And they tried our product.
Right.
And with the vendors at the time, they were all Greek.
Okay.
And the one thing about the Greek vendor was quality meant everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Right.
Price, okay, everybody's concerned with price, but us in Federal, we never really changed prices. They were always a penny more a pretzel than I was.
Okay.
From the day they went up against us to the day they went out of business. Okay, we were always a penny different. So it was going to come down to, it's not price.
Right.
It's
Quality.
quality. And since we made the better quality, we started to switch them over.
Right.
And it worked for us.
That's great.
It worked for us.
Fantastic. All right. So as the founder of your family-owned company, I know you started the succession process, giving more management responsibilities to your daughters and son-in-laws. What is some advice you would offer to other family-owned companies in making sure that the succession process goes smoothly and that it works?
Don't ever do it. No, I'm only kidding. No. After 22 years with my partners, and I finally got them out of the way, I knew if I was going to buy them out, I was going to need people I could trust here.
Right.
I was getting older, and I'm saying, to myself, I've been working long hours, 7 days a week. How much longer do I want to continue to do this, So I got to start surrounding myself with good people. And my son-in-law, just so happened, he fell off his job and got laid off and fell into my lap. Here's a kid that went to Drexel University and said, Tone, I'll come to work for you. Go to Drexel University. You want to come to work here? But he did. But I let him know right from Jump Street, this is a different ball game here. This is South Philly. And in South Philly, things aren't like they are in other places.
Right.
You don't demand respect. That ain't never going to happen down here.
Right.
Okay? You have to earn it. You have to earn the respect of your employees. And I let him know that right from Jump Street. And I told him the only way you're going to learn to get respect from these employees is you got to learn to do their job better than they do. Because as long as they carry that threat over you, well, if you're going to give me a lot of stuff, I'm walking out the door.
Right.
Well, you got a problem. They give you that threat, and you could do their job better than them. That's when you say, hey, pal, I could do your job better than you. You want to go? See you later.
Right.
Okay? And he did. He did. He learned every single job in this place. One of my partners that left, he was in charge of all the maintenance, which is a maintenance nightmare in this business. Okay, he learned all the maintenance. He learned how to repair all the equipment, everything. And I couldn't have been happier. Okay? Then my daughter, she was working for these high-priced lawyers, and she was a paralegal, and she was accepted to the University of Delaware, I believe it was, Widener, to go to law school. But luckily she stayed as a paralegal for a little while because she wasn't sure if she was going to like it.
Right.
Luckily she did, because she hated it. Absolutely hated it. She couldn't work for lawyers anymore. So she came to me and she said, Dad, I want to come to work for you. Villanova graduate.
Wow.
Okay? I had my doubts, to be honest with you. I felt like, you're wasting your time here. You're a Villanova graduate. She graduated with 2 or 3 different I don't know what to, yeah, whatever they call it.
Honors, yeah.
Honors, yeah. She was an honor student, and she wanted to do it. She wanted to do it. She knew the situation I was in, and she wanted to have my back. So I said, okay, fine. And I figured she's never going to stay here. Never going to stay here, because these people are going to chew her up and eat her up, spit her out. You know? Furthest thing from the truth.
Right.
She became, and didn't take very long, she's seen how it works, how they tried to take advantage of her. She's a girl, you know, woman, and they tried.
Right.
Oh, they tried. And she would have nothing of it. My mother, 87 years old, does my books.
Right.
Won't quit. Can't fire her. She's my mother. Does a tremendous job. My grandson, he's 16 now. He needs a summer job. This is his second year working a summer job here.
That's great, yeah.
My wife, she pays all the bills. So I guess, you know, it is a family operation. It has its good points and bad.
Right.
They have my back. There's no question. They have my back. They've made it possible for me to go away. I have a home in Naples, Florida, so I get to spend a lot of time down there because I don't have to worry about it. They don't even need me here.
Right.
I come down there a couple days a week now, and they'll say, "What are you doing here? What'd you come down for?"
Right.
You know, that's the answers I get. But again, over the years, I always tried to separate business from personal.
Okay.
Always. And I think that's something, especially if it's a family operation, that's something you got to be able to do.
Right.
If you don't, you're going to run into all kinds of problems. So you got to be able to say, and they know it, I tell them straight up, hey look, you know, once you walk in that door, you're not my daughter.
Okay.
You're not my son-in-law. You know, this is a business, and it's going to be run like a business. It's going to be run my way.
That's important.
You know, and they know that. But again, you're going to always run into problems where, you know, she'll talk to me like she's my daughter.
Right.
She won't talk to her boss that way, but I'm her father. My son-in-law will come in and he'll have something to say like I'm his father-in-law. And, you know, that goes so far, but if you don't stop and say, whoa, wait a minute, guys.
Right.
You know, this is the way I want it done. Or I'll listen to you. If you got a better idea, hey, I'm all for it. But you just got to keep a handle on it. It's probably harder to have family working for you than it is if they're total strangers.
Okay. In your opinion, what makes your pretzels so unique that your company has become the institution in Philadelphia that it has been for over 3 decades?
I can only credit that to quality.
Right.
We give them the best product money can buy. In some instances, especially now, it's reached a point where the quality's too good.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, and the reason I say it, there's a reason for this.
Yeah.
Okay, over the years, we were always, our competition was always like one major company,
Right.
Federal. Okay, but then Federal, with their internal problems, had to get out of the business. They sold their company to J&J Snack Foods.
Right.
It's you can't, in this economy where, you know, price of flour keeps going up, all your incidentals keep going up, labor's going up, you can't keep dropping your price.
Or else you won't make
But
anything.
I feel bad for these poor guys that bought the franchises because they bought the franchise being told it's going to be a retail operation and you're going to sell pretzels at $1 a piece.
Right.
They're out there selling pretzels for 23 cents. They had to go into a wholesale operation to make money because they can't sell a retail pretzel at $1 a piece.
Right.
So that puts us all in a whirlwind. We're all trying to undercut each other, which never happened in this business. Never. That was never a problem before until now. So you're kind of sitting there saying, you know, what happens next? We got the best pretzel on the street.
Right.
Quality-wise, nobody can touch us. Every vendor that you take the pretzel into tells you the same thing. Great product, Tom. Great product. How much is it? Well, it's 30 cents. Oh, I could get it for a quarter.
Right.
I'm paying 25. Or I'll go in knowing he pays 25 and say, okay, I'll charge you 25. Well, they told me they'll charge me 24. Okay, well, it's a penny less than me, but look at what you're getting. You're getting quality. Now I'd rather save the penny. What's happened on the street is quality no longer means anything. Nothing. Nothing. You'll go, the biggest example, two businesses.
Okay.
One, hospitals. Okay. Hospitals. You think, well, are they going to buy a product that has trans fats and preservatives in it?
Right.
Or are they going to buy a product that has total all natural?
Right.
None.
Right.
None. Schools, children.
Right.
Schools. The worst.
Wow.
The worst. They will give these kids anything as long as the price is right.
Right.
They don't care.
That's crazy.
You go in and say, but this is all natural. Has no preservatives, no trans fats, no nothing. That's 2 cents more than we pay.
Wow.
Don't you care what you give these children?
Right.
They're kids.
Right.
No.
Wow.
That's what the industry has now come down to.
Well, that's crazy. But
Tell me about it.
yeah. All right. Next question.
Go ahead.
So you've remained in South Philadelphia for all these years. Have you ever thought of opening up in other locations? And as a management strategy, why have you maintained your one bakery, and how has this strategy kept you so successful?
The only thing I can say is running one bakery, especially of this size, is hard work.
Right.
It's hard work. It takes a lot of people. Some people think, oh, you only make a pretzel. What's the big deal?
Right.
If they had any idea of the money that it costs to run this operation every day, the people it takes, I sit there and I say, I got my hands full with one. How could I ever go 2 or 3? Because I have a home in Naples. I can't. A lot of guys from South Philly and stuff live down there.
Right.
A lot of New Yorkers live down there, and they say, Tom, why don't you open up a pretzel company down here so we can get pretzels?
Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing I want to do is go down to Naples, get up 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning,
Right.
and start baking pretzels again.
It's your vacation.
No. It's I do it because I think if you spread yourself too thin, something's going to get hurt,
Okay.
and the company's going to get hurt, the business is going to get hurt, and it always seems to come back on, if you lose money here, you lose money here, you lose money here, but your mainstay is making money, but now it's not making money because it's got to fill the voids of the other companies that you open. The next thing you know, that goes down the toilet too.
Wow.
So I have my hands full with one, and I don't think I could do more than one.
Right.
I really don't. Not properly.
All right. That's great.
The only thing I can tell you is, and I'm no business god here. I don't have all the answers. I really don't. But the only thing I can tell you is, back when I was in high school, I couldn't wait to get out of high school because I felt it was holding me back.
All right.
I felt like I got things to do. I always wanted to do something. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I wanted to do something. And this was holding me back. And then I got out of high school, and my teachers would say, you got to go to college. No, I can't go to college. That'll hold me back. I'm not saying don't go to college.
Right.
I'm just saying me personally, it was holding me. I couldn't do it. It was going to hold me back. I tried a couple different other jobs, became an optician, mailman, you named it.
Yeah.
I did it all. And I kept saying, I keep working for these guys and they don't know what they're doing. They don't this guy see this, or don't he understand that?
Right.
Why are they doing things like this? And I said, I can't do this anymore. I got to do something on my own. And that's when I started to look into doing other things and got into the oil eating business because I got laid off.
Okay.
And a kid that I worked for, his father was in the oil eating business, and he said, he'll teach you the business if you want. And I said, what will I get paid? He said, absolutely nothing. He said, he'll teach you, but he ain't going to pay you.
All right.
I had a wife and a child at home.
Wow.
I said, okay. I went with him every day for a year. Didn't get paid 5 cents. learned the oil heating business. As soon as I knew enough, I started my own. And then I started to feel some, and don't get me wrong, worked a lot of hours,
Yeah.
hard work, probably benefits everybody, but, you know, just got to put in a lot of hard work, but it's got to be here.
Right.
You know, it's got to be, you got to feel like, you know, these people can't do it for me. I got to do it for me.
Of course.
You know,
That's great.
that's it.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for your wise words.
Thank you for having me.
That was
I don't know
great.
how wise they
Thank
were.
you. No, that was great advice. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.